Hello, my name is Ryan, and trigger warning, I'm vegan. So I want to thank my moderator, Peter, for sending me this video of Piers Morgan blabbering on about how, at least he believes, veganism is dead. So we'll listen to his nonsense arguments, and as you'll see, they're complete nonsense. And I'm going to show you once and for all, as if we already didn't know this, that he's either one of the stupidest people on social media, or just a complete effing liar, or both.
What do you want to eat this gruel is my first question. Plus, it's not healthy to lead a vegan diet. Most science now has established that.
I just don't flippantly accuse people of being liars. I mean, he's completely lying here. Most science has established that eating a vegan or plant-based diet is unhealthy. Like, can you show me like one source? Like, what the hell are you talking about? No, the preponderance of science shows that eating a well-planned vegan or plant-based diet is nutritionally adequate. And this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of organizations of health professionals from around the world after having reviewed the scientific literature.
And now it turns out nobody wants to eat it in restaurants. I mean, it's a triple whammy.
Well, I'll tell you this. I come from a ranching family in South Dakota here in the United States, so I firmly believe that a meat-based diet, in addition to plants, is important for your overall health and also...
I mean, you can believe whatever you want. I believe there's a tooth fairy that's from the planet Z-Box 7 that lives right behind this couch here. I believe it with all my heart. I mean, who cares what you believe? I care about what the science shows, and I showed you the science already, which clearly says you don't have to eat meat in order to have health. And furthermore, this I grew up on a ranch anti-vegan activist is conveniently ignoring the health risks associated with eating meat. Health risks, I might add, aren't associated with eating broccoli and potatoes and bananas, such as worse outcomes for meat eaters as far as, say, dying of heart disease or just getting heart disease and all-cause mortality.
But when you talk about eating meat in addition to plants and having an overall balanced lifestyle, you got to include meat in that, because otherwise you're going to be weak, fragile, and frail.
Yeah,
so now we know definitively that if you don't eat meat, you're going to be weak, frail, and fragile, or whatever nonsense you said here. I mean, we'll clearly disprove that in a moment, but let's continue on here.
To bring in Jamie, by the way, that's what animals do. Go to the jungle and they all eat each other.
So once again, Piers is clearly full of crap here. I doubt he's ever set foot into a jungle, especially to observe how animals eat, like went with some kind of wildlife professional or something like that. If he had, he'd learned really quickly that not all animals eat other animals. In fact, some of the most awesome, most feared and respected animals in the jungle eat plants, such as rhinoceri, right? Is that right? And giraffes and elephants. I mean, like, does he think his precious cows are hunting other animals or something like that? No, they forage.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show to offer another perspective. Some of the top athletes in the world, such as Kyrie Irving, Novak Djokovic, Chris Paul, are on plant-based diets.
So to counter the bogus claim that all vegans are weak, frail, and fragile, vegan activist here, Jamie Logan, presents obvious, clear, real-world examples of professional athletes at the top of their sports. How can it be so that vegans are weak, frail, and fragile, yet we have vegans performing at the highest levels of sports? Well, let the gaslighting begin.
Would we say to them, oh, well, you guys are not healthy? I mean, they're winning championships in their respected sports.
They're outliers.
They're outliers. So you just move the goalposts further back. First, you guys said, you anti-vegans are saying, no, vegans are all weak, frail, and fragile. And when Jamie threw out three professional athletes, they're outliers. They're special people. Regular folk on vegan diets, they all are weak, frail, and fragile. Well, let's look at me. I'm nowhere on the professional athlete level as Kyrie Irving and Novak Djokovic, but at me in my weak, feeble 50-year-old age I'm at, mid-50s, I'm still able to beat people at basketball half my age and even slam dunk. So I guess I'm doing pretty well for a weak, frail, and fragile person.
The top scientists also at Oxford University, Harvard University, are claiming that we can live and thrive on a plant-based diet.
Awesome. I'm glad Jamie cites some science to contradict Piers's notion that science has found out that you can't be vegan, you'll get sick and die or something like that. So Jamie brings up that there's actual science showing that he's full of crap. So let's see how Piers responds directly to this evidence.
So I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Jamie. Nobody wants to, because nobody wants to. The reason these restaurants are going out of business, nobody likes vegan food apart from die-hard vegans.
See what he did there? Instead of answering the question, dealing with the fact that there's evidence showing that what he's saying is completely wrong, he shifts to something else. Like, oh, the vegan restaurants are going out of business because no one wants them. See what he did there? That's a tactic. You know, if you don't want to answer a question, just change the subject to something else. So let's take a look at this claim that all the vegan restaurants are going out of business. Well, I know for a fact where I'm at here in Los Angeles, I can't speak for London or wherever he's at. Yeah, it's been a really tough time for restaurants. 2023 was particularly rough here in Southern California, not because these restaurants were vegan, pretty much all of them are not, it's because of higher labor costs and higher food costs.
And I never meet a healthy looking vegan.
First of all, I gotta say, what a low-life scumbag piece of crap Piers Morgan is for saying that, saying that he's never seen a healthy vegan. Like, he has a beautiful, fine-looking, healthy-looking vegan sitting right in front of him there. Like, yeah, it's virtual, but still, I mean, that's an insult. She's right there. Like, what is so unhealthy looking about her? And let's just turn it around on Piers. Like, does he look like a bastion of health? Seriously, when you see his face, do you think, man, he looks so awesome. He's like Brad Pitt. I mean, I bring that up because they're around the same age. But remember, back at the start of this video, I promised I would deliver the goods that Piers Morgan is completely a liar, 100% a liar. And let's take a look back when he says he's never seen a healthy vegan. Well, he is telling the truth because at one point he saw two.
When did you last eat meat?
7 years ago.
So how old are you?
41.
Wow. So for 34 years you were a meat eater.
Piers, why do you keep returning to the fact that most vegans were not vegan their whole life? That has nothing to do with all the gains they made while they were vegan.
Correct. I made a mistake.
You made a mistake for 34 years.
Well, you know, we're led to believe that we need meat to be strong and healthy, and it's just completely not true.
Well done again, James.
Patrick is going to prove his vegan strength by lifting Richard Arnold and Laura. This is what vegans can do. Yeah.
Wow. You're convinced now.
So once again, Piers and I grew up on a ranch farm lady. Please tell me once again about how all vegans are frail, weak, and fragile. I mean, what did we just see there? Just the complete opposite. But oh yeah, I forgot. Like Novak Djokovic and Chris Paul and Kyrie Irving, James Lightning Wilkes and Patrick Baboumian, add them onto the list of outliers as well. And throw me on there too because of my dunking.
Yeah, and you know, I definitely feel for the financial insecurities some of these business owners are facing. It's terrible. I agree.
Well, that'd be fine if they put meat back on the menu.
I feel for the animals that are forced into gas chambers, who have their lives taken from them. I'd say maybe get a new chef, add some seasoning on there. There's amazing plant-based options and alternatives that can give you that same taste, satisfaction, pleasure.
No, that's the thing, you see. It doesn't taste as good, Tommy, does it? I mean, I've looked at this stuff. They call themselves like vegan sausage rolls. It doesn't taste like a sausage roll.
Oh, I get it, Piers, because you tried one vegan sausage roll and completely acted your way into tasting so horrible that you pretended to barf into a trash can that you conveniently had hidden underneath your chair on your morning talk show there. So because of that, you think you can, from there, generalize that all plant-based meat imitations taste like crap? Talk about bullshit meeting the Dunning-Kruger effect.
No, and you know, if vegan and plant-based food was so great, they wouldn't go out of their way to try to make it taste like actual meat. So I think that proves the point.
That doesn't prove anything other than plant-based meats. If you want to, you can select some that taste a heck of a lot like meat. But people like myself who are long-time vegan rarely eat that stuff. That stuff is typically for people newer to veganism, making a transition, or non-vegans, just meat eaters looking to decrease the amount of meat they eat. But people like myself, you know, and Angie, who've been vegan 13 plus years, we eat primarily just plants.
But I would say this, if we can find some common ground here, I think that would be excellent. I'm against factory farming as well. I don't believe in cruelty to animals as far as shoving chickens in cages or having animals live on feedlots their entire lives.
I get it, but you're cool at slitting their throats and putting bullets in their brains.
So there's a solution to this. We can go back to American or maybe UK base for you guys farmers and ranchers that raise their livestock in a humane way.
So please explain to me this humane way of killing a sentient being. Please explain to me how it's more humane to kill a person like who lives next door to you rather than a person who lives 1,000 miles from you.
You can also
Jamie, you've
eliminate
got 30
the
seconds,
animal
Jamie.
cruelty.
We've reached a point of agreement, I think, maybe.
I don't think so. No, vegans are not against farmers. We're against animal cruelty. And at the end of the day, these animals still end up at the slaughterhouse with their throat slit. And so that's really where the problem lies. We make plant-based options taste like meat because we didn't give up meat because we didn't like the taste. We gave it up because we didn't want to see animals suffer. And that's what veganism is. It's about showing kindness and compassion for all living beings.
Okay.
Great job there, Jamie. Excellent response to his nonsense. I didn't even have to show the definition of veganism on this episode because Jamie did such a great job of explaining what veganism is and isn't. So, yeah, I want to say great. I mean, I couldn't have done a better job probably on Piers. Probably because I would have lost my cool and called him some really bad words and all that stuff and made veganism look bad. Oh, all you vegans are emotional or something like that. No, we just tend to get pissed off when we hear so much nonsense and see so many obvious lies that are contradicted by actual evidence. That tends to irk us, especially when you see it happen over and over again, particularly from the same blabbering loudmouth of Piers Morgan. So anyway, guys, leave your questions and comments down below. Let me know what you thought about Piers this time. Is he ever gonna stop saying this nonsense, or is he just, well, let's hear him out. Let's see what he says.
Listen, I hear you. I'm like Tommy. I don't like a lot of the animal cruelty that goes with the meat business, and that can certainly be worked on. But boy, I love eating meat, and no vegan's ever going to change my mind.
So you heard it there. Nothing could ever possibly change his mind. That's what he's saying. There is no evidence that one could present to Piers Morgan. No science, no logic, nothing. His mind is completely made up. He's forever anti-vegan. So it's unfortunate people like that with such closed minds who are stating clearly they'll never change their mind, go on talking about veganism, and there's no hope. They're just going to be lying and gaslighting the whole time. So anyway, guys, leave your comments, hit like, and remember, until next time, doesn't suck being vegan, and come to my live stream Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you there.